So you mentioned earlier that a lot of the newer artists are also putting out vinyl. Do you feel that that's helping to bring a whole new generation of record collectors in?
I really do. I really think that's true. Absolutely. I would only say that I think some of the pricing of some of the record labels should really be looked at. Sometimes I wonder if the record labels really want to sell more records because of the fact that their pricing is very high, into the mid-20s. Like some of these records are $25 as a new single disc, and that, you know, the CD is $15, but the record's $25. They claim that it costs more to make, but it really doesn't cost that much more to make a record. It's something that really needs to be looked at. Younger folks have a lot harder time coming up with that kind of money to buy the things they want on a record as opposed to a CD. So I think the answer is yes to that, but I think the prices have to be kept down. Some of the other companies can do a record for $13 or $10 or $12. So it makes me wonder why the records have to be in the 20s. The quality of the materials and the parts that they use is very important in the pricing and the cost effectiveness. But the profit margins really have to be looked at, I think, more seriously. But I think more people are buying newer records than they did even a year ago because there's more titles available. We're having to dedicate much more bin space to new records that are coming out from labels than used, for example. And that's become quite a space issue for us. So they're generating more and more new stuff that just didn't exist a few years ago on vinyl. And that's, yeah, I think even older folks are buying vinyl that haven't bought it for so many years too. And I think the prices of turntables are very affordable. You can get a really nice record player for $50 or $60. You can get a record player that goes right into your USB port for $100. And you can digitally record your records if you want. You can get portable turntables. It's all there for you, for every taste and age. We buy record players over the counter and we resell them to our employees here regularly. So that's a pretty cool thing too.
And are you seeing more also with like colored vinyl and 45s and?
Yes, I'm seeing more used 45s in my travels. What I do, I'm seeing amazing 45s come through here. Every kind of imaginable freak beat, rock, rockabilly records that I haven't seen for 55 years, if ever. You know, soul records, jazz, everything. I'm seeing a lot of the labels manufacturing cool little collectible colored vinyl. It's all happening. It's as vibrant now as it ever has been, especially with young, lower budget folks that want to make a nice issue of something that's special. They don't need to make 1,000 or 2,000. They can make a few hundred pieces, and they're doing it the thought and care and love put into these things does involve colored vinyl or a specific printing job on the covers, 5, 6, 7 colors with spot varnishing, outer sleeves that are custom made with printing on the sleeves. Every imaginable, etched disc, totally oblique packaging with no words on it where you can't figure out what's going on in there. And you might have to look at the matrix numbers on the trail out grooves to figure out what record this is. Totally blank. It's very creative, and I think that it's just an extension of the creativity from whatever's in the grooves and the music, and the concept of the artist is manifesting itself more now artistically and creatively in the packaging than ever. I remember in the 80s there was a whole indie rock 45s. In the 70s there was a lot of creative independent publishing and manufacturing. But now it's more than ever. It's just fascinating to see the extent of the creativity of people in all manners of manufacturing and what you can get. And the creative people can keep the price down. They don't need it to be $25 like the major labels think. You can do that quality of work and put it out for $13 or even less for a 7 inches and 10 inches. It's beautiful what's going on now.